Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Violet and Devil here on Heartbreak Ridge. A fun map for fun matches. Left side we have the yellow Zerg player Devil. And on the right side we have the purple or maybe violet color Protoss named Violet. Alright, so Devil is a former pro gamer from Korea who played Zerg for CJ Iantis. This is from 2011, I believe. And on the right side, Violet is unfortunately a former pro gamer who passed away from leukemia back in 2012 at the age of 23. He was a fan favorite. His favorite player was Bisu. And hopefully this replay brings up some memories and we can honor him and see how he played Protoss and how good he was. And I don't know. I just kind of get choked up thinking about this. All right, man. So probe scouting here is Violet, and Overlord scouting, Soul Overlord scouting here is Devil. ZVP, my favorite matchup of all of StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 combined. Is that a weird thing to say? Yeah, it's a weird thing to say. Anyway, it looks like pool first here. Pool first at 9 supply here out of Devil. Looks to be a little bit of a offensive build here, or maybe just a couple Zerglings here to chase off this probe. We will see how he uses this 9 pool. It's not a hatch first. That is definitely the case. Your natural is down here, right? Right. Heartbreak Ridge is kind of a weird map, right? So you're inside one of these little cauldron things with basically cliffs surrounding you here. It's a very, very large natural. You can hide barracks up here. You can hide gateways up here, which has happened on previous casts, but it looks like Violet is just like, whatever, man. Oh my gosh, is he going to go? Okay, I was going to say, that's a Forge. Oh, it's almost a Nexus first on that timing here from Violet, but definitely a Forge first play here, and actually kind of trying to block the hatchery anyway, is this probe. Not going to be able to do it for too long here. I mean, the early shots on the drone going to chase that sucker away. And 300 minerals. The timing's a tiny bit off here from Devil, but not too bad. And in production, we actually do have 3 sets of lings, so 6 lings in production. This probe is going to die. There's no saving this probe at all, unless the lings entirely ignore it 100%, which in this case, they do. So, alright, so now this should come down to a race. Got to get those cannons up, got to make sure the Nexus finishes, maybe wall off another gateway up here, or can you fit one down here? It's got to be up here for that gateway, right? Is the pylon even powering this area? Hard to tell, but the lings are moving across. It's not a super long rush distance, but not crazy short either here, as you do have to go across these ridges, which is part of the Heartbreak Ridge name. This middle area is one that you can take, has double gas and double minerals, but it's so hard to hold because it's such a hotly contested area for most of these matches. There's your gateway. There's your cannon. And here are the probes blocking off access to that cannon, so they just go ahead and run right past. And 4 of them, no, 3 of them manage to get in. 2 of them are extremely injured by that cannon. And now they'll just be scouting lings from this point on. Third base coming up for Devil down the left side here. Interesting expansion pattern, but I think it makes sense. To get to this, you have to go out from your natural and then up this little ramp thing and then left again. So it's fairly easy to protect, honestly. You get a couple macro hatches up here and some sunkens and you call it good. Pretty traditional third base for a Zerg player, to be honest. And yeah, these Zerglings, one does get picked off. Do any of them have any kills at all? I don't think they do, and they don't. So they're going to scout around, try to see what the future tech here is. I guess the Cybernetics core needs to come up before we start seeing that. As really just kind of double pumping probes and making zealots right now as Violet not interested in getting that tech up at all. These lings, one of them is fairly injured. The other one is at 100% health, but still, when you're fighting against probes, that's really a dicey proposition here. I have seen the feedback regarding my zooming out and zooming in skills. I'll try to do a better job of zooming out during the battles so you can see everything that's going on. I don't know, it's hard to find the happy medium there, but I will do my best. Overlord in here, because recognizing there's no Cyber Core yet. Cyber Core is on the way. Nothing can kill me. I'm just going to sit over here and kind of watch my lings go to work on these probes and maybe try to pick 1 or 2 of them off. And this is just, it's really annoying for Violet, but it's not really game-ending type stuff here. Might lose a probe, maybe 2, but really using the probes to protect for their friend. And this is lost mining time for Violet, too, while Devil back home is going for a lair. He's getting additional drones, making a couple lings extra in case a Zealot decides to show up, and by golly, one does decide to show up here just for scouting purposes. So he's here. 2 lings are here to fight. They can't win it, but their 2 friends show up. And now the Zealot's just a scouting Zealot. He really can't get anything done as far as killing anything is concerned. Ooh, a probe went down. I heard that sound. Which one of you has this kill, guys? You have a kill. And it's, yeah, you're the one with like 3 HP has the kill. Is our Zealot dead yet? Thought I heard. Oh, no, he's still alive. He's got all of 16 HP and some shields that he's regenerating, but he dead. Yep, so Zealot is down. Probe does get, oh, gets a probe kill before he gets taken down by another probe. That was pretty good, actually. So 2 probes go down for those 2 lings. That's a fair exchange for Devil. Not too shabby so far from this dude. So I'm liking what we're seeing. I think that's the first time we've cast him on the channel. I just saw there was a good long Violet game. I decided to throw it up. And Devil's involved. I don't know who wins this. I don't watch these things in advance, but I figure it's going to be a pretty darn good PvZ. Based on the fact that Violet's involved and it's on Heartbreak Ridge, I don't think I've cast a bad game on this map, honestly. Like, no real standard boring stuff. Dragoon does take down the Overlord, who overstayed his welcome. Stargate is producing Corsairs, as is tradition. Citadel of Idun coming in here, too. Just going to go for those Zealot legs, then maybe move into Archons and Templar and whatnot after that. Spire coming in. Yeah, a lot of ZVP casted recently, I feel like, and I really should do a little bit more of the PvT or the other matchups. Maybe some mirror matchups for people who do keep asking for it. A TvT might not be too bad, as there's a chance to see the battle cruisers in that one. PvP is also pretty fun. I don't know, the mirror matchups in StarCraft 2 aren't that great. I think they're better in Brood War, honestly. And it's just kind of my biases towards them in StarCraft 2 kind of ruin my attitude towards them in StarCraft 1. Either way, Lings are cruising out across the map here. They're not getting through this wall. There's 2 Zealots and a cannon back there. You need so many Lings to break this. And it's possible. We've seen Zerg players do it, especially off 2 base, where they just overwhelm with so many Zerglings, and that's just your game. But that's not what we're doing here today from Devil. Just wants to make sure he can kill, I don't know, maybe an Assimilator. He wants to make sure he can kill any Zealots that move out on their own without the support of that cannon. Corsair gets 1 Overlord, is going for another one. There are Scourge in production now, though. So Corsair scouting and just picking off individual Overlords as he can find them. Lurker aspect being researched. Dark Templar on the way. I did not think we'd see DTs this soon. DTs this soon out of Violet. So Templar Archives goes down instead of High Templar, and working on that Storm DTs. And you know what? Corsair DT is a standard thing. Now, I haven't seen it as much, honestly, on the channel as I'd expect it to. Ooh, nice pick off there. Corsair does go down to the couple Scourge. It's really great. And I guess maybe that's because if it works, the games are pretty short, because DTs just wreck everything real fast. And I don't like to cast the shorter games in general. So these DTs just, wow, not great map awareness there from Devil. 10 Lings go down to those DTs without any really reaction whatsoever. Eventually the reaction comes, but only 1 Zergling survives the slaughter of his brethren. Now the question is, you got some Overlords at the 3rd base, you do. Sunken Colony and Overlord at the 3rd base, Natural base, throwing up a Sunken Colony and has Overlords and Scourge there too. And some Hydra, so I don't think these DTs are really going to do all that much. But it's just, you know, it's putting the Zerg player on his back foot a little bit, forcing some units out and forcing him to make things other than drones. Scourge cruising around, and I don't think this is really going to do all that much damage to Devil. He's got this pretty well set up here, traditional setup. And sure, there's a lot of gateway units here with the DTs. And 1 Hydra dies fairly quickly here, but I just think the Sunken plus the Hydras plus these Lings, DT does get into this mineral line, gets 10 kills to his name before he gets... The drones are actually fighting against that DT, which is amazing. And eventually, the last Zealot does get taken down by the Sunken, who gets several kills there. Another DT wanders into the main base. Drones get pulled, recognizing the threat that it is. And except for the ones on gas, and they get hacked and one-shot there. So Zergling's fighting against the DT, but man, he can just turn around and whack you right in the face, one-shot you as much as he wants to. This guy's got 8 kills. These DTs have been putting in some work. Sure, a lot of those are Zerglings that I'm sure Devil would not have preferred to lose, but it's not game-ending damage. It's not like the end of the world for him either. Oh, free drones here, man. Nicely done. This Dark Templar, serious work. 10 kills on that guy coming up onto the high ground, but now there are Hydras and Overlords, and the Overlords have speed. So get as many kills as you can, buddy, because you're dead extremely soon. 13 kills. Not too shabby. All right, so DT's putting in some work there. It's 82 to 52 supply. Holy crap. That's 5 Zealots at a time being made, Storm being made, plus 1 attack just now finishing up for Violet. Working on Archons, and Archon Zealot strategy is pretty darn efficient, especially if you can get on top of those Hydras. Hydras do really well against Archons, but not if they're cutting against Zealots consistently. Zealots are a good meat shield there. A fantastic wall. Overlord scouting around. It has speed, so it can flee from the Corsair a little bit better, but Corsairs are faster, so it doesn't really matter. You can't run away overall here. Archon gets a couple of free shots off on that Overlord. Scouting to see, is there a 3rd Nexus yet? And by golly, there is not. So prepare for a bit of a 2-base attack here if you're Devil. He's making Hydras. He's making Lurkers. I'm loving this stuff. Stage 3 coming in with the Lurkers. Lurkers amazing versus Zealots. Good against light units. Good against Lings, Zealots, Marines, Firebats, Medics. That kind of thing. Not as good against Archons and Dragoons, but they do damage nevertheless. Just because it doesn't do bonus damage versus something doesn't mean that it's horrible. Trying to sneak a 4th base down here, Devil. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work out, man. This is not well protected at all, but where else do you take your 4th, I guess, is the question. Up here, maybe. Got a little narrow choke you can wall off. But I think technically that is considered Violet's section of the map. It's kind of split down the center here. So Violet takes the stuff along the top and down the sides, and then the opposite here from Devil. It's generally how the expansion patterns work out. Devil is not content to sit back and wait, though. He's going to bring the attacks to the Protoss player. He's got Hydras, he's got Lurkers. Ooh, he researched drop. Okay, this changes things. We have a drop moving in. Overlord sees this, or Observer rather sees this, and says, these are drop lords if ever I've seen them. Everybody come home. Everybody come home for this battle. Zealots come home. Archons come home. Dragoons come home. And you know what? The Overlords are like, we're not actually going to wander in here. This seems like a bad place to be. You're ready for this. You saw this. I'm not sure how. Probably an Observer out on the map caught wind of it. And by golly, it did. But additional Hydras in production. Really starting to macro up here hard as Devil. The Overlords getting hit at by Archons. Being shot. Forcing these Hydras to unload right on top of Zealots. But buying time for the Overlords to get out. Sometime anyway for the Overlords to get out here. If there's not detection here, unloading some Lurkers would be pretty great, but I don't think Devil can count on that. And oh, a drop does get inside the main base while Violet's army is otherwise exposed. Out here and chasing stuff down. High Templar are present and they do have Storm. They do very good against Lurkers, but man, the Lurkers, they do unload. They take the gamble. No detection is present. And Observers are here versus this Lurker. So it does get some nice damage done, but does get picked out of the ground here by the Zealots too. So I like the drop play. I like Zerg drop play very, very much here out of Devil. I don't think it did a whole lot, unfortunately. If the whole drop had managed to get in there, it would have been a different story. But Queen's Nest on the way from the Zerg player. Again, that's not going to be for Queens. That's going to be for a Hive, as well as additional evolution chambers for more upgrades, missile attacks being researched. And Singularity Charge coming in. Dragoon attack range. Teching into what we'll deal with Lurkers better than Zealots and Archons. It's going to be Dragoons with their distance. 14 drones at a time. Coming in here from Devil. Holy smokes, dude. He really wants to saturate the space extremely quickly. He's got a good drone count overall here. He looks like a pretty solid macro player. As the Hive does come in, Evolution Chamber finishing up right now, but it's 105 to 131 for a time there. Devil was not that far behind in supply versus Violet. And as a result, I kind of felt like the Zerg player had a major upper hand, but that drop failed, and now suddenly Violet skyrocketed ahead of him in total supply. And I think we might be in a different position. The Protoss player's got his 3rd base up and running. He's not taking any gas from it, which I think is a mistake because he is a little bit gas starved. There we go. That assimilator probably just finished, and he's just now saturating it. I like the Overlord speed. It's kind of nice. You can kind of flee from armies that show up and otherwise kill you. If you can run away quickly, it's kind of a benefit. Still trying to see if there's a base in the top left here, and there's not. I'm not sure why sending your whole army there is what you want to do, but yeah, see this? Devil took this bottom right-hand base because it's just an L shape for him of the bases he wants to take. So down the side and down the bottom, and that's it. That's where he lives, and then center goes to whoever is strong enough to hold it, which is generally nobody, based on the games that I've cast on this map already. Nobody can really hold this. People have tried, but it's just the main thoroughfare across the map, and I mean, it is some high ground, so it's a little bit easier to hold, maybe if you have tanks and things, but Zerg players generally don't really bother to try. I heard that burrow. I heard you Lurkers burrowing on this ramp. It's hard to see these guys when you're coming up the ramp. You need to take stabs right to the face. Ow, ow, ow. See, that Dragoon just walked through a ton of spines and didn't lose any of its HP. Okay, 5 HP. Shields all went down, but no regular HP. Zealot Archon trying to tack in here to the natural base, but there are enough Lurkers and Sunkens here. That's not going to work out for you, buddy. That's a lot of Lurkers. I think we need to tack into Reaver and a lot of Storm here. If you're Violet, he's going High Templar, which is fantastic. Kaderan Amulet finished up here too. And here goes nothing. Tacking on in with Zealots and Dragoons against the Lurker-only army. This is what you want to do. If you're Protoss, this is fantastic play. Storm for the Hydras. Lings kind of trying to roll in and do stuff. Lings versus the Dragoons is amazing, but not if you have 3 of them versus 15 Dragoons. As it turns out, more and more reinforcements for the Zerg heading on in here, though. By golly. What a swarm that is. Are these drop lords? No, they're here to mess with the targeting on the Dragoons. I like that. I like it a lot, but bringing your overlords into battle means they die and you get supply blocked a little bit easily, but not worrying about that. He's got about 50 available supply to work with, but he does shove back Violet's attack nevertheless. Adrenal Glands finishing up for the Zerg, working on 7 lurkers at a time, 6 Dragoons being produced at a time right now. For Violet, Violet doesn't bother with the minerals only expansion. He wants to take that top left base that has that delicious Vespene gas for his Protoss forces. For all the Dragoons that he is making and all of the additional attacks he is working on. +3 now. Good upgrade timings, dude. Looking great. Meanwhile, only +2 here for the lurkers and no additional attacks upgrades coming for them. So the upgrade battle seems like it's going to be great here for Violet. But again, the sunken lurker combination is a little bit scary. Just pulling back a tiny bit. I don't know. I kind of feel like Violet could have pushed in there and gotten something done. But he decides to be patient anyway. We are moving into full macro mode. I mean, we're going to take every map, every base on this map if we're here for much longer. Defilers in production, Consume being researched, getting up to that tier 3 stuff fairly quickly. Devil, liking it too. Really keeping an APM of around 300 the whole game too, which is not easy to do. He's a serious player. Like him a lot. Might have to cast some more Devil, honestly. Pushing across the middle again. Lurkers are dying to the Dragoons. Can the Lings get a flank attack on the top side? I'd like to see that. But they are getting distracted quite nicely by the Zealots. Storms coming in, and the Storms, once they seem like they're exhausted, the Lings cruise in. But no, the Storms are not exhausted, and the Lings get absolutely massacred by that Psionic Storm energy. Lurkers getting stormed too, bringing them down to very low HP counts, which means just a couple shots from a Dragoon is enough to finish one off. And the engagement going to the Protoss here. I really don't see much blue blood on the ground. I see a lot of red blood, though, and that means the Zerg is having a bad time. Ultralisk Cavern coming in back home as this engagement goes on. Now the Storms look like they might be depleted, and they are. And the Lings are a little bit too scary. Once again, Violet is pushing on back. Ling's trying to see, is there a base up here we can take? But no, there are 6 cannons at this top left-hand base. You need Dark Swarm to handle that, buddy. Good for you. You do have Defilers on the field who can help you with that at some point. I don't know if you'll personally see them because there's a large Protoss fort here to destroy you. But Reaver's on the way in response to the Ultralisk Cavern, throwing up Plague. Devil knows what he's doing here. He 100% is in charge of his own destiny. I like having the High Templar at every base here too. High Templar plus cannons can deal with a lot of Zerg attacks really fantastically well. A bit of a Scourge attack. Well, a DT drop here. Doing some work, but the shuttle died, which means these DTs are dead. Adrenal Gland Lings, especially with +1 attack, are pretty terrifying. That was a lot of dead DTs. That hurts. That hurts Violet. That was a big investment. That shuttle and those Dark Templar are getting effectively nothing done there. They killed some Zerglings, but that's not the intent. 126 supply here from Devil, working on chitinous plating, getting additional upgrades for his Lings and his Ultras, and making 9 Overlords at a time, so he never has to make Overlords again. That is Archons on the way, more DTs, getting shuttle movement, and trying to take his 5th base. Not very well, not successfully here, is Violet, as Ling shut that sucker down pretty quickly. There was nothing here to defend it, so the pylon got wrecked. Didn't really commit to an Nexus, which is good news. Yeah, so at this point, every base is being taken except for the center one. We'll see if anybody has brave enough, or is brave enough to do it. Hold on! That is Maelstrom under research right now. Oh, that's a Dark Archon too! What? We have not seen... Okay, did we recently see a Dark Archon? I don't think he did much. I have higher hopes for you, buddy. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. We have a Dark Archon. That's so pretty. I just like the red and the purple swirls around it because Violet's color is purple. Archon morphing on in here. Man, that's Maelstrom. That is a DT who wants to do some stuff. Maelstrom, Storm, beautiful combination. Ling's rolling up. Not doing a great job target firing these High Templar very well. I guess the one does go down, but the rest of the Lings throw themselves into Zealots with wild abandon. Drop at the main base. Oh, that was a feint? There's a bit of a feint here. Dude, get in there. Really? Oh, these are empty Overlords. This was the feint. And a ton of Lings rolling to deal with this Zealot Archon play, which generally is not a great composition if you're the Lings. And today it's not either, as that Archon has 12 kills. Meanwhile, huge drop up top. We got Lings, we got Hiders, we got Dark Swarm. This top left base is dead. Violet loses the base to a million Zerglings. Actually, hold on. Did all the Lings die? They took down the Nexus, but all the Lings are dead. 19 kills on that High Templar. Are you serious? Wow, so the Nexus died, but the Zerg infestation was taken care of. That's very interesting. Okay, I'm liking what Devil's doing here. He's kind of everywhere at once. You have that drop in the top left, the feint towards the main, and then the harassment towards the natural base. That's fantastic. Where did the Dark Archon go? You're cruising around? Yeah, he's got Maelstrom. He's cruising around with the High Templar, ready to Maelstrom something and then storm it into oblivion. Defiler energy on the way. You need that. 16 Ultralisks in production. 16! Is that the most Ultras I've ever seen being produced at one time? I think it is. Man, that takes me back. Takes me back to the launch of Heart of the Swarm expansion of StarCraft 2. Through day 9, I was actually able to get tickets to that launch in California, and they had a show match. I don't know who the players were, but it was a ZVP. And at one point during one of the show match games there, as another drop comes in the top left, the Zerg player made like 12 Ultras at once, and I was just like, whoa. It was awesome. Anyway, Darkstorm doing some stuff here, but Reavers have entered the play. High Templar, man. He got 25 kills. He is an MVP, High Templar, yo. This Defiler is just... his days were numbered. He was toast, is what I'm saying here. Archon's pretty good against Ultras, as it turns out. Zerg Swarm attacking on into the natural base. There are Reavers and Archons and Cannons here. Nice holding the wall. Hold the door on the Archons. Not going to happen very well for you guys. Dark Swarm. Oh my gosh, the Dark Swarm makes these Ultras so much better. Especially against these Cannons. The Reaver direct shots don't do anything, but the splash damage is deadly. And these Archons are clumped up to where the splash is going to do some serious work here against them. Reaver has 8 kills, but is out of Scarabs and gets wiped out here. The natural base is going to die. Violet's going to lose it. The good news is the top left-hand base is alive, but it's a 200 supply Devil army to a 168 supply Violet army. This is not what you want if you are Protoss, to be down this much in supply. Again, there is an upgrade advantage. 3-1 versus 5-2 here. Mind Control coming in. What? Mind Control and a Maelstrom for our Dark Templar. I am happy. I'm a happy Falcon. I can tell you that much. Still attacking on in here. The Ultralisks ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Scarab damage increase, giving them 25 more damage per hit for 125 damage. Splash. Good unit Reaver, expensive unit Reaver, good unit Reaver. Basically, the designers said, we'll make Protoss good, but their really good units require minerals to keep them running, and that's what happened. Dark Swarm is up. Storm on the Lings, but Storm really kind of mostly tickles Ultralisks. I mean, you can do your best here. You're not going to get 25 kills like your buddy, mostly because you're dead. This guy's still alive, 25 kills, yes. All right, so top third base. Third base going down to Violet 2. This is just not a good... that's not a good way this game is going. Oh, the Probe Massacre. Did he leave Lurkers here for this very purpose? That was mean. And incredibly effective if that's the case. 196 to 157 supply. Violet is in a world of trouble. Might be in the worst possible position you can be in here, but we got our Archons, we got our Reavers, we have 2 mining bases. The main base has mined out, yes. But he has a pretty good composition versus all these Ultras. That's a lot of Archons, man. A lot of Archons, 3 Reavers defending this 4th base up north. I guess this is the 5th base for him, because that's the order he took them in, but anyway. Anyway, are the Ultras fully upgraded yet? No. Working on it. And a Greater Spire, too. Holy smokes, we're going to see Dark Archons and Ultralisks and Guardians in this game. Main base, unprotected. Well, I won't say unprotected. There is a Reaver and 2 Archons here. So that Ultra dies instantly. But additional Lings and Ultras are cruising on in. The Dark Swarm is here. The pathing really benefits the Protoss right now. That Reaver is hard to get to. If you're an Ultralisk, you can kind of sit back and fire as fast as he can. But no Ultra has made it into the Inner Sanctum. Got 10 kills to his name. Oh, takes down 2 Ultras at once. 12 kills to his name, but he's out of Scarabs. No, keep building Scarabs for this guy. He's a hero. He dead. Careful with him. He's a hero. Storm doing what it can. Man, that High Templar is really protected in there. These Ultras are trying to get to him. That's got to be so terrifying. These Ultras are tearing at this pylon. Raw, raw. in, and the High Templar actually survives because the cannon is a priority target. And then the High Templar gets wiped out there. So a couple Ultras remaining here to finish off what is left of the main base of Violet. Seems problematic. Oh, you know what? Some Reavers come in, and they might be able to save this. Where did this Ultralisk come from? I don't know. Nice save there. Good pickup on the shuttles. Bam! Ultra down. Ultra... Yeah, another one down to the Reavers. They are doing some work for Violet right now. Oh, did he save that by lift? Oh my gosh, what a save! What a pickup there from Devil. This is a good game. This is great. This might be getting an epic tag. Holy crap. So, I mean, the problem again for Protoss is he's down about 50 supply, which is just horrible. And the Zerg player feels comfortable enough to take the center base. That's bad. And more Lings and Ultras rolled on in to wipe out what was remaining of your Reaver defense force. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Violet. I'm feeling real bad about your chances right now. 7 Guardians at a time in production, making a ton of creep colonies just for static defense everywhere, because why not? At this stage, main base is going to be bereft of any signs of Protoss civilization very soon, as these cracklings have 3/3 upgrades and the speed. Boy, engagement in the middle here. Look at this. This is what happens when you try to take the middle. Your opponent immediately comes in and tries to wipe it out. Guardians trying to defend, but taking storms directly to the face here. There's a ton of splash damage here right now for Violet. He's going to wipe out the center base, which I think he really needs to do. He gets it, and then maybe just pull out and go home. These Guardians are doing serious work versus you right now. Guardians trying to hit, Archon trying to hit, Storm trying to hit. Oh, actually, did he mind control that Guardian? He mind controlled that Guardian, and this one too. What a match this has been. He recognizes nothing here can shoot up. It's all Ling Ultra. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Ling Ultra and only 2 mind-controlled Guardians, and everybody has to flee back to the safety of 5th base, which is not really all that much safety at all. Look at these Guardians heading home. Oh, I'm in love with this game. I'm having so much fun with it. Reaver, shuttle Reaver play, Ultra down. And a Ling, who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, got wiped out here. Scourge on the way to deal with the Guardians, I suppose. This is fantastic. I am so happy we have mind-controlled Guardians. Ugh. This game. I mean, again, I don't want to say Violet really has any chance of winning this unless he goes absolutely bananas with like the best Reaver shots we've ever seen in our entire lives. There is retaking the center base. He really wants it. Oh, and he took this top. He took the 3rd from Violet too. That's just mean. Yeah, I mean at this stage, it's I don't know what what Devil is waiting for. I mean, tons of crackling, Scourge in the mix here too, just to make the shuttles a little bit afraid for their own lives. The income is not horrible right now from Violet. He's got 2 saturated bases. Only 1 Vespene Geyser, though. It seems like a problem if you're trying to do Protoss-y things. But making 2 Reavers at a time, making Dark Templar, making High Templar, throwing in additional gateways for the resources that he's on. He's very intelligently adapting to his circumstances. And I honestly don't know what we're waiting for here from Devil, other than he doesn't want to attack into a choke. Scourge took down an Overlord, or an Observer, but yikes, Scourge almost... Oh, nice pullback there. Nice pullback there. Additional yellow Guardians are present, signifying that they are Devils. Not that they're Devils, but that they're Devil apostrophe S. Hey, look, another Dark Archon. Alright. Alright, maybe you mind control every one of the Ultras when they come try to kill you, or all of the Guardians would be pretty good too. Like, you don't want to make too many Guardians here because they could be mind control from under you and just wipe out your army, which maybe is what the caution here from Devil is. I don't know. Man, Argus Talisman, plus 50 Dark Archon energy. When have we seen that upgrade on this channel? When do we ever see that upgrade? I don't know. Scourge really want to kill these Observers, but not going to happen. Not today. Another 2 more Dark Archons. It is a Dark Archon party. Party in the Dark Archon homeland, which apparently is Heartbreak Ridge. Additional Dark Templar being made. These have to be for more Dark Archons. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, I say. Ooh, mind-controlled an Ultralisk. And trying to bring him home? That does not happen. Trapped and killed by his own friends. Forced to kill their buddy because he got mind-controlled by a Dark Archon. That's so good. There we go. A lot of Zerglings getting consumed here. Full energy. Defilers ready to rock. You Dark Swarm the whole thing and just aim move? Because Plagues, I guess, Plague against this is pretty good. This front door getting plagued would be amazing. Look at these Guardians. They're almost back up to full health. For Violet. Oh, Scourge. 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 Oh, one of the Guardians dies to Scourge. The other one gets a Lurker, though. That's nice. He's got 2 kills. He's doing some good stuff here for Violet. 4 more Ultras in production and 2 Scourge in production. 196 to 128 supply. Devil is he's just being patient. He wants the correct composition. He's going for some drops. I don't know what else he's waiting for. Maybe additional Scourge, as those are on that production tab. Reavers sneaking on down. I mean, some free shots are free shots, man. Trying to kill these Lurkers. Not quite able to do it. Oh, no. Did we lose a Reaver? One of these has a lot of kills. 12 kills on that Reaver. Lings come cruising into their deaths. Hey, guys. How's it going? You're all dead? Yes, you're all dead. I see you. I see you, Drop Lords, cruising into the top left-hand corner. You're going to drop there. Scourge are looking for stuff to kill over at the 5th base, but the 4th base is in a large amount of trouble. We got the Defilers dropping on down. We got our High Templar storming everything, but there are too many Ultras present. 29 kill High Templar. That's him. That's our guy. He's going to die, though. Reaver's coming in to try to save this top left-hand base, but it doesn't look good. They got plagued. Okay, so the Lings are falling very quickly to these Reavers. I should not be surprised by this. Guardians attacking here, too. Additional High Templar coming in to deal with these Lings. But Zealots joining the party. And you know what? I mean, you're not saving the base, but you've kept some production facilities present. Storming down the Guardians, too. Fantastic job there with the storm. The splash damage is on full display right now. Holy crap. What is this? I don't know. This is a million Dark Archons, apparently. This is the Dark Archon play of all time. Alright, some Lings in the top right, ready to roll in on cue. Got army in the middle section here. Do we have more stuff coming in from the drop angles? Not really. Well, there are a couple Ultras in this Overlord. I wonder if Devil forgot about them. Sometimes when I use Drop Lords, I forget units that are in there too. It's kind of hard to tell what's full and what's not. Okay, Dark Archons. One last gasp here. Mind controlling a Lurker. Alright, that's exciting. What else can we mind control for funsies? These 2 Ultras, maybe? That'd be interesting. I mean, it's... Are we just... Okay, dropping the top left again, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, mind controlling these Ultralisks. Man, the Lings do not care about mind controlled Ultralisks. Ooh, one Dark Archon goes down. Another mind controlled Ultra. 2 up here, actually. And they're going down because Lings are so good against Ultralisks in those numbers. Trying to get another one. Trying to get another one in here. Sure, he does all right for himself, but man, they sure die real fast to Cracklings in those numbers, especially if they're trying to focus on another Ultralisk in the meantime, which they definitely were. Lings cruising on in, trying to get something done, but this Archon says, no, I have +3 attack. I don't care what your upgrades are, Zerglings. You're going to die. 28 kills on that dude. And another Ultralisk, who is responsible for killing other mind-controlled Ultras, joins the party. This is the most mind control I think I've ever seen, honestly. This is great. This is getting an epic tag just for the amount of mind controls and a sheer number of Dark Templar present. All of them, they've turned their backs on us. They're not speaking to us right now. All right, going for another cautious drop is Devil. He has got a good bank. 2,000, 1,200 or so. Pretty gas-starved is Violet, which is fair because he keeps losing this top left-hand base. There's only 900 gas left in that assimilator, but he could definitely use it for more Dark Archons. Which it seems like he's going for. I love that mind-controlled Ultralisk. Mind-controlled Guardian firing into here too. Here we go. Here's our battle. Maelstrom being used and the storm on the Overlords. But no, too many Lings and Ultras continuing to roll on in here. The Reavers are trying to clear out as much of the Zerg as they can. Dark Archons don't have a lot of energy for anything else at this stage. They're fairly useless to the fight. And did you just call this off? Keep going! Keep going, Devil! You can do it! You have vastly superior resources. Your army's a lot bigger, too. Mind-controlled Ultralisk dies. Mind-controlled Guardian is still doing serious work up here. He's helping to kill the Ultralisks. He's helping to kill the Zerglings. Yeah, the Ultras are like falling by the dozens, but they don't care. They need to kill all of these Reavers, and they do, and that's your good game. Good game. Devil is your winner in 35 minutes and 12 seconds. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good match. Okay, fine. Technically, it was over when this third base went down and the natural base went down and the main base got wiped out for Violet. And he was stuck in this corner for the last 10 minutes. But the sheer number of Dark Archons made as a stalling tactic made it a ton of fun. I mean, I didn't feel like the game dragged on. It was a good time overall. But yeah, I think overall, I just think Devil did a better job with the economy in the early stages of the game. Sure, the DT attack did some work, but at some point, it was a fully saturated 3-base Zerg economy. He managed to get the 4th base up and hold on to it the entire game, and the 5th wasn't really even seriously threatened at all. So Violet needed to do a better job with Storm drops and Reaver drops, trying to slow down the Zerg forces. Overall, he had the right compositions for what he needed to deal with the Ultralisks, but there comes a point when your opponent makes 16 Ultras at once, and I don't care how much splash damage you have, that's hard. That's hard to deal with, especially in a map that is so wide open and prone to flanks and surrounds as Heartbreak Ridge is. So, good little last stand there. Was he trying to retake his main? He was. It was actually just warping in. Or not his main, but his 4th base in the top left. He was. It was almost there. Almost made it. But, I mean, once this base got taken and the center was taken here by the Zerg, that was just it. There was no way. There was no way for Violet to come out on top there. So, great game. Great game for sure. Amazing. All right, so let's check out that final score, as we like to do on the channel. Yeah, 312,000 points to 266 in favor of the Zerg. He produced almost 1,000 units, 991, ended up losing 765 of those. But then the ratio here was pretty good for Violet. Made 200 units and killed 700 with them. That is a 3-to-1, more than a 3-to-1 ratio, which means a lot of Reavers, a lot of Storm, a lot of Archons, and that's what happened. But it was just this right here. Too much gas. 10,000 more gas mined, 15,000 more minerals mined, and 24,000 more resources spent. A lot of Ultras died, a lot of Lings died, but there were a lot more where those came from. So GG for sure to both these players, but in the end, Devil comes out on top, gets the win. I kind of want to see more from this dude. And more Violet too, if Violet is that much into Dark Archon. All right, cool. Well, that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin, coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.